Hello, Potato. Every year when I do Lego displays, I do change them about every 3 or 4 months. There's 4 displays I do during the year. In the post-Christmas to early springtime period, we have our city display, mostly modular cities, a lot of Marvel, DC, and Lego movie characters in there. An increasing number of Star Wars as well over the years. In the wintertime, of course, at Christmas time, we have the Winter Village. In the fall, we have a Halloween display featuring the old Lego Monster Fighters mansion and some Scooby-Doo and some unofficial minifigures, because let's face it, Lego doesn't do a ton of horror-themed stuff. And in the summer, I do 2 separate displays. One on the coffee table, which is a campground display, and then the other, the main one, the one that replaces the springtime city display, is a carnival. And I haven't set either of these displays up since 2019 for various reasons, but I have continued to buy kits for them and have built up a little bit of a backlog. So I've been trying to work through those. And today I'm going to knock out what I believe is the biggest of the summer display backlog items. It's not the biggest thing in my backlog altogether by any stretch. It's at least a couple thousand pieces short of that. But it is the biggest thing that needs to get built so I can set up the summer display. And that is Lego Creator Kit 31119, the Ferris Wheel. Now, I already have a Ferris wheel for the carnival display. Yes, it is the old Carnival Rides one, which is a beautiful piece. The floor drops away for loading and unloading. It's got the crank you can motorize to make it spin. But it also takes up literally a quarter of the display space I have available. Meaning, I can't put that much stuff up there if I have it up. Also, it's one of those designs where there's a lot of decorative bits on it that are held on by 1 or 2 studs. So there's nowhere you can pick it up by, particularly on the wheel, but on the base as well, without knocking things off. And unless you're going to just tear it all down and rebuild it every year, it is a royal pain to store. I had to buy an extra large bin because I just kind of, I thought, well, it comes off the supports, like these kind of supports. I'll just put the wheel in there and the supports and the base, 3 separate sets, and it'll be fine. No, the wheel is still huge. It's like 2 to 3 feet tall. It is a huge set, and it's beautiful, but it just takes up too much space. So when they released this set in 2021, I thought, well, here's an opportunity to get something that's going to take up maybe a little less space, allow me to put a little bit more stuff into the carnival, and also this might fit more easily into a standard sized bin without having to totally demolish it. So we'll see about that. Of course, being a creator set, it has 3 possible builds included. Of course, you can build other stuff too if you want, but it comes with the instructions for the Ferris wheel, which is what we're going to do. It still has the hand crank. You can still motorize it if you wanted to. It does not have the drop away loading floor. It doesn't have the big queue, but it also has a much smaller footprint, which may well be for the best. Also, we get a brick built dog, which is interesting given that they have actual molded dogs, but those pieces probably would have been important in one of these other builds here. Also some unique balloon designs. But you can also build a swinging ship ride or a bumper car, and both of those are very tempting. It tends to do with creator sets. I feel like neither of them are going to use as many pieces as the Ferris wheel does. And I bought it specifically for the Ferris wheel, so that is what we're going to build. It is 1,002 pieces. It is for ages 9 and up, so it shouldn't be terribly complex, but it will probably be long. It definitely isn't as decorative as the larger, older Ferris wheel, which had lots of little colored bits on the outside that, again, if you try to pick it up anywhere, will pop off. So it's a nice build. It's going to be a little bit more compact than what I had before, and it doesn't look like it should be too difficult. A little repetitive, maybe. I feel like I'm going to get sick putting those together pretty quick, but it doesn't look like it should be too hard to do. And let's see, how many sections do we have for this? It is not a thumb punch box, so that's nice. And, should we take a bet on stickers? I'm gonna bet no stickers, because that's usually a printed piece. I think no stickers in this set, which is nice. No stickers is always nice. Printed pieces are always better than stickers. We do have some base plate here. Probably gonna be at least one more of those. And we've got at least 5 sections. Yeah, there's another base plate. Knew there'd be at least one more in there. This does have the like serial style punch box on the side though, so you can close it back up if you are the sort of person that keeps your Lego boxes. I used to be, but it's just it's kind of space prohibitive after a while. So now I basically only keep boxes for things like idea sets. And it looks like we only have, we do have 3 instruction books. So sometimes they have 1 and sometimes they have 3. And it doesn't seem to be like dictated on size. I've had things that were, what, like less than 500 pieces have 3 books. I've had things that were 700 pieces have 1 book. And of course, you know, when I was a kid, back when I was a wee, they didn't come with multiple instructions. They came with instructions for 1 set, and the back of the box just showed other things you could build, but it didn't tell you how to build them. So yeah, we do have 3 instructions. We have the bumper car instructions, we have the swing constructions, and of course, I mean, again, there are no unique pieces in here that I can tell, so you could probably order these pieces from like Pick-a-Brick or Rebrickable and build those other displays yourself if you wanted to have all 3. Of course, you could also just go out. I think the set's still available, so you could go out and buy it. Here is our QR code if you want to follow along at home. That'll give you the opportunity to spot the mistakes I make before I spot them, and then you can laugh at me when I invariably have to go back and backtrack and fix them. Although I know the video does tend to fly by a little fast, so you may not get too much time to enjoy that. But that's the whole point of it. It's just to watch a build. I think it's relaxing to watch people build Lego. Personally, I enjoy that, and that's why I do it. All right, so we are all set here. Got our bases. Of course, we do have another brick separator, which is good because, you know, my tree is not big enough yet. I do have more of those around here. I just need to like find them. How many steps are there to our Ferris wheel build? There's another set coming out. It's like a space coaster coming out that I want to get. And I actually want to get that for an alternate build. It has like a drop tower build to it. Because I already have a pirate coaster. I don't need a space coaster and a pirate coaster. But I do like the alternate build. But it doesn't come out, I think, till August, which means it'll be too late to come out and put up this year. But maybe a next year's build. This is held together with hammers. That's interesting. So it looks like 170 steps. The last step being putting in hammers to hold on the Ferris wheel cars. That's interesting. Anything interesting in here? Building instructions available in the app. Kind of gives you an overview of what each bag section is for. But of course, we will start out with the small miscellaneous stuff, building our little people and our balloon cart. And at least it's not an ice cream cart this time. That's nice. I have plenty of ice cream vendors in Legoland. I don't need more of those. So yeah, with that all said, I figure fast forward time, this will probably be about 10 minutes maybe. Guess you'll find out after we do the fast forward. So I'll see you on the other side. And there we have it, Lego Kit 31119. The Lego Creator Ferris Wheel is complete. All 1002 happy little pieces of it. So it's a very repetitive build. A little faster than I thought it would. About 20% faster than I thought it would, give or take. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that the last half of it is just kind of repeating the same motions over and over again. Put together, 16 of these spokes. Put together, 32 of these little sections here. Wrap them around it. Put together the 8 little baskets. Very, very repetitive towards the end there. Now, I did deviate from the instructions a little bit. If you look in the picture, it shows like the green and the green next to the purple and purple next to the other. I thought that's not very fun, and I don't think it's the way a real Ferris wheel would be. So I did just kind of put them across from each other just for variety. It's not super creative. I think it looks better than having them on top of each other like that. I think having them across each other just looks a little nicer, more symmetrical. So we have 6 minifigures here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures in this set. That's pretty good. Although I'm pretty sure I've seen this fellow before. I believe I have him in one of my the camping kits that I put together first time this year, because I think that's the same face as the kid who's looking at the skunk. Maybe it's the same kid. I don't know. Maybe this is maybe, because I think in that set I had wondered why the parents' car appeared to have like bars in it, almost like there was a holding cell in the back, and I thought that perhaps the child had been kidnapped. And well, maybe that's what happened. Maybe they kidnapped him from the carnival and took him camping, because that is what kidnappers do, right? Is they take kids camping. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just they've reused the same face. Also, fun face. We've got a pukey face. I think it's only the second or third pukey face I have. I think the original Fairground Mixer came with a guy who looked like he was about to barf. As well, I usually put him coming out of the porta potty I have. I think the porta potty came from the Lego Movie Plumber set. Could be wrong though. We have a little ticket booth. Lots of figures in this. 2 more employees. I think their costumes are at least very similar to the ones that came as attendants in other carnival sets. So that's nice. They'll have some matching characters. At least I hope they match. If they don't match, then that'll actually just be kind of weird. So not a complex build. I will say, I think this is the set that has the most hammers in it of any kit that I have ever had in my life. There's 16 hammers, because each car has 2 holding together. That's actually a good idea, because it does mean, because these are held together with a single stud connection on each side. So this will keep them from coming apart too easily. And of course the fun here is that it does rotate. Now, they've put it in kind of almost like a floating assembly here. I don't know if you can see it on camera if I hold it this way, but if you look in there, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. The turn wheel, though, like its flywheel, is got a rubber band on it. Oh, I'm doing it backwards. Also, it doesn't want to go backwards. It only wants to go one way. But there's an elastic in there, right there. So in the next year or two, that is going to snap, and the Ferris wheel will no longer rotate, which is unfortunate. But as far as, for immediate use, putting it on there, because it creates kind of a floating drive wheel, that's probably the word I was looking for originally, creates a floating drive wheel. So it deals with the fact that this is not a perfectly round structure by allowing it to have some flex while still putting enough pressure on the wheel to let it rotate pretty smoothly, at least as smoothly as I can turn it. Now, it doesn't say to, but I'm sure you could attach a motor to this if you wanted to motorize it, but it is kind of more of a play set than a display set, so you probably don't want to. Now, footprint size, because that's part of the reason I got this. This is maybe half the footprint of that massive Ferris wheel would not fit on this camera. I would have to probably put the camera at its widest setting and then still hold it back farther from the table to get that full, because this is like really overall probably about a quarter of the size, and again the footprint maybe a half, probably less. So this will let me put more things into the carnival, which is nice because I do have a few new things to add in this year. This just being the largest of them, and even then, even being large, isn't that large compared to, again, like some of those big like $400 coaster kits, which I would love, but they have the same footprint as the Ferris wheel. I would have the exact same problem immediately if I got one of those. The balloons are interesting. We do have like one set. I don't understand what these are supposed to be. It's been a long since I've bought a balloon in an amusement park or a carnival, so maybe that's a thing now, but I have no idea what those poles are meant to be. But I think it's interesting we do have like shaped balloons. We have this like dog over here. We have, I am assuming this is meant to be a butterfly, that or it's grapes. I'm not totally sure. Got another dog here. But it's cute because normally, you know, all you get is these kind of standard balloons. We have some variety, which is neat. And I guess Ticket Booth also sells popcorn, which I don't think if I have a ticket booth in the carnival. I might not. Part of me thinks that one came with the fairground mixer, the kit that started off my collection, but I'm not 100% sure on that. There also might be one because there's like a friend set that I adapted for use. That may have had a ticket booth. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. I will look through it when I set it up, and I'm sure there'll be pictures on the @Void of Intelligence Instagram when that happens. But yeah, it's not a complex build. This, I feel like your average 9-year-old might get a little bored when they get to the latter half and they're assembling, 8 cars, and the wheel is just it's. I've certainly done more monotonous builds, but it does run into a little bit of murk there. Also, I do feel like, the elastic's obviously gonna go first, but I feel like all these little clips that are holding the wheel on are probably gonna go too. I do like how they've doubled up on all of them to like give it some extra strength, so it's not all just hinging on one clip per side. There's 2 clips per side, but I do still feel like that is going to be a point of failure in coming years. But overall, I do like it. It will be a fitting replacement for the massively oversized Ferris wheel. Not as grand, doesn't hold as many people, but it will allow me to put some more variety into the park. And let's face it, that massive Ferris wheel really looks more like it is meant to be a permanent fixture in like a permanent theme park. And I feel this little small thing looks a little bit more like it is meant to be taken down and put away. Now the wheel's not going to come off as easily as the other one, but I think this might actually fit into a bin hole. Otherwise, I don't think it would be too hard to take the wheel off, but this might actually fit into a bin hole without needing to be disassembled, which will also be nice. But that wraps it up. Yep, it's a good kit. I don't remember how much I paid for this, honestly. I feel like probably between $80 to $100 level. I picked it up. I've had it for a year, back when I think pretty much when it first came out is when I picked it up. And it's just been waiting for the summer to roll back around, waiting for me to put it together. And now it is finally seeing the sunlight of day. And with that, we will wrap this video up. I hope you found this all interesting and entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.